Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. And today in the Bible Bistro, we're looking at Psalm 131, the second half of verse 1. If you are listening to Daily Dose Radio over YouTube, thank you so much for doing that. And I would also like to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is David Smith. That's the channel name. Or you can type in the Bible Bistro, you'll find it, or Daily Dose Radio, you'll find it that way as well. Daily Dose Radio, Psalms, just type all that in and you'll find the page. And subscribe, that'd be great. That helps YouTube to pay more attention. As I said, we're looking at the second phrase today, the second half of Psalm 131. We ended yesterday talking about the lofty eyes. Why is it that the eyes are the thing that are always seem to be connected with pride? The proud look, the haughty heart, but it's always a proud look. There's always something to do with eyes when it comes to pride, because pride looks down. That's always the thing, isn't it? Pride is always looking down. It's seeing other people as less than, as of something minor importance. It's not seeing them as God sees them, and it looks up to the self. So it's always elevated to the individual. So he says, "My heart's not haughty, nor mine eyes lofty." And you can see a person who has a high opinion of themselves, and you can tell it just by the way they look. They just look like they think they are better than everyone else. You can just see it in their eyeballs. It's actually a physical characteristic that we can spot. And so when he says, "Lord, my heart is not haughty, nor mine eyes lofty," he goes on to say, "Neither do I exercise myself in great matters or in things too high for me." Now, do you notice how personal this is? He says, "My heart, mine eyes, neither do I, things too high for me." So we have at least 4 times. Oh, and myself is in there as well. So 5 times. 5 times we have the first person mentioned. This is something that is important to the psalmist. I've not done this. My heart is not haughty. Mine eyes are not lofty. I do not exercise myself in great matters or things too high for me. So you notice how he's emphasizing this relationship between himself and pride. He's trying to keep himself from it, and he declares this to the Lord in his prayer. "Lord, I've not been this way, haughty, lofty, great matters, too high." John Mason Neal says about this thing of great matters, when he says, I've not exercised myself. It means, that word exercise means to work. I do not walk or work in great things or with great men. And then that last phrase, "nor in things too high," John Mason Neal translates this, according to the Vulgate's translation, "nor in things too wonderful for me." And there are some things that are just too much for us, right? We have to kind of stay in our lane when it comes to the way we treat others and the way we do our work, because there are some things that we can get out of our depth, and that's one of the ways that we can translate this or look at this. I don't exercise myself in things too great for me, too wonderful for me, because I realize that I'm not as wonderful as the things that I'm trying to treat. If you think that you're the smartest cat in the room, then there is nothing that you can't understand. But of course, there are lots of things you can't understand, and you're not the smartest in the room. He says, "I don't exercise myself in great matters, things too wonderful." I think I'm just going to adopt that translation, "things too wonderful for me." Join me again tomorrow. We'll look at verse 2, at least the first part of verse 2, here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.